Coastal wetlands provide essential habitats for migratory birds throughout the Pacific region and are used by millions of migrating birds to breed, rest, refuel, and overwinter. They're also highly valued by people for hunting, fishing, birding, and other cultural recreational activities. This 2023 Science Collaborative Catalyst project brings together people from the National Estuary Research Reserves in the Pacific, Indigenous and local community partners, and our team at Pacific Birds. The project connects four estuaries, one in Alaska, Hawaii, Washington, and Oregon, that share migratory bird species, and interest in weaving Indigenous knowledge and practices with conventional science to improve estuary stewardship and management.
The goal of this project is to facilitate knowledge sharing and learning across the four sites and to build and strengthen relationships among the reserves and with Indigenous partners and local communities. The research reserves have long served as a platform to engage local communities in estuary science and conservation. Many reserves have identified a need to improve our understanding of how to integrate and engage with Indigenous science and community knowledge, and to center these perspectives and practices in estuary management. This project is a launching point to increase understanding and mutual respect, and to provide the time and space to co-develop clear pathways towards applying shared knowledge and practices for more effective and equitable resource management in precious coastal habitats. What we learn together will be shared across the reserve network and with conservation partners across the Pacific region.
Estuarine habitats are being lost at accelerating rates due to erosion, sea level rise, invasive species, and human development. Birds that rely on coastal estuaries are facing some of the steepest losses. 1/3 of shorebird species have experienced cumulative population losses exceeding 70% since 1980. Many of these species are culturally important to Indigenous peoples and local communities. Through this project, we have an opportunity to work together with reserve staff, Indigenous partners, and local communities to conserve these important habitats and species.
Hei'eia is the lead reserve on this Catalyst project, representing a true collaborative management effort that engages local Indigenous communities and serves as a model of adaptive co-management among Indigenous peoples, local communities, government agencies, and academic researchers. A central part of this project will be an in-person collaborative workshop at Hei'eia NERR in April of 2024, where reserve staff, Indigenous peoples, and local communities from other participating sites in the Pacific will visit Hei'eia to share and learn from this existing framework. The workshop will be followed by site-based work at each of the participating reserves, where knowledge and practices will be explored and co-adapted to meet the needs specific to each place. We will build on cultural ecosystem service methodologies developed through previous NERRS Science Collaborative projects at Hei'eia NERR and Kachimak Bay NERR, which are rooted in the concept of biocultural restoration. Biocultural restoration focuses on restoring relationships between Indigenous peoples and their places, as well as between them and the biodiversity that shaped the language and identities of their ancestors. Biocultural restoration is built on the notion that everything in the system is interconnected, as are the problems we perceive and the solutions to those problems.
Co-stewardship between natural resource agencies and tribal nations or Indigenous communities is essential for effective stewardship of coastal lands and waters. Restoration projects provide an opportunity for not only restoring ecosystem functions, but also cultural connections to coastal systems. This project is a catalyst for building relationships which will have lasting effects on long-term restoration success.